So while I was at PowerCon, I got this. Cosmic Legion's Sphexxian Prison Guard. I got this for numerous reasons. Number one, I really do enjoy the Four Horsemen company. They've done a lot of great items throughout the years, and this is the first Cosmic Legions figure I've gotten. Number two, I was there with Rust Belt Collector, and he, kind of helped enable me to get it. And also, I've seen a lot of great pictures. Pixel Dan posted pictures of this, and it just looks super cool. And I was like, yeah, why not? I love me some cool armored space boys, and this is a cool armored space insect boy, and I actually like bugs as well. Weird little fact about me, I like bugs. So let's read the bio. Let's see what the character is about. Long known as a secretive and secluded culture, the Sphexxian hive colonies of Vizapir have been scattering away from their home as of late. With the preservation of Sphex culture and livelihood as their motivator, the Sphexxian prison guards of Hivalkatar are a brutally efficient and organized force. Rapid population growth is increasingly draining Vizapir's resources, and Sphexxian foragers have been sent out to the far reaches of the five rings of Cosmurium in search of supplies and sustenance for Vizapir. Others, like the guards of Hivalkatar, I don't know if I'm saying this right, take up work as a way of accumulating wealth to be shared with their people. Awesome. I won't remember any of that. So there's other characters. They're pretty neat looking. None of them really speak to me, though. I kind of like the TU5CC Tusk, maybe. Those guys are kind of cool looking. I like the Sphexxian Block Commander, too, but I liked the Prison Guard a lot. I know a lot of people love this High Warden dude, but that's just not my vibe. So yeah, that's a whole book, right? I'm not reading that right now. I probably shouldn't have even read the other part. There, you can pause that if you want to read that. Anyways, let's open this up. Let's see how it is. I'm really excited to take a look. I've had Four Horsemen toys in the past. Obviously, I've reviewed them. That's actually why I kind of wanted to review this, because I wanted to see how something like this compares to what I've already had. I did not pre-order this guy. I got this, at PowerCon, $50, no tax. Oh, a little piece of paper. Let's see what this is. Joints on Mythic Legions figures can become tight after production. When posting Mythic Legions figures for the first time, especially during cold weather, it's recommended the heat of the forms will power water. Alrighty. I haven't had any issues like that with Four Horsemen stuff, but I guess that's something worth having a disclaimer for. I guess enough people have broken it. Oh, it's got like a backdrop. Let's look at this. Let's look at that. Oh, that's cool looking. You actually have a proper backdrop. Let's see that. So the backdrop you can actually display with the figure, and I think that would look pretty cool. I don't think I will. I don't have the display space, but I'll definitely hold on to it. Oh wow. Look at the wings on that. Oh my gosh, those wings are gorgeous. All right, so these are like little bug legs right here. So let's get these out. Looks like we have a one of these that is not there. Hopefully that is somewhere. Is that in the bottom of the box? Not seeing it. We'll see where that is. I don't know if it fell out or not. If I'm missing a whole part to this guy, that's going to be... Oh, there it is. Thank goodness. I was about to say that's going to be very frustrating if I'm missing a whole part to this guy, because I didn't want to contact the Four Horsemen while I'm trying to make a video. He's got tons of hands. That's almost an unnecessary amount of hands, if you ask me. But let's get all these out. Oh, wow. Oh, and he's got like these little sub-arms as well. It's got like a whole other blister back here for other things. That gun's kind of neat, but I don't like the color on that. It's kind of an odd color. I don't feel like it just blends with the nice metallic armor too well. Alright, getting the hands out. There's tons to unbox. I think I'm actually going to do a jump cut to have this guy unboxed, at least mostly, because there's just so much. Alrighty, with pretty much everything except the figure removed, let us remove the figure so I can get some genuine first impressions here. I didn't want to take him out. Oh, wow. He's pretty heavy, I have to say. This is a pretty substantial action figure. There's a lot going on. One thing I wish he included were assembly instructions, because there's a lot of pieces here. There's a lot of pieces. But my first impressions, man, this is something else. This is something else. I'm loving the look. I love the little pokes of like insect elements coming out. I think it's really neat. The shoulders, those feel good. Yeah, I've never had an issue with like Mythic Legions breaking. I never have. My brother and his wife have tons of 4 Horsemen figures, and I don't think they've really had anything break. So the articulation seems really nice on this. I love the colors. Like, look at that head, dude. That is insane. We don't even have everything on it yet. So we need the antenna. I don't know how the antenna go on. I guess it's just kind of up to personal preference, I guess. I'm not seeing RL. Is that an L, maybe? I think that might be an L. Let me look at the other one. No, I'm not seeing R or L. So I guess we're just going to put them wherever we please. And if it's quote-unquote wrong, I'll just fix it later. So let's try to get that in. There we go. I think that seems to work. Maybe it is like slightly keyed or something, because I didn't want to go in super easily on the other side. If I build it incorrectly in any way, I'll double check after the video and get it fixed. You don't need to correct me. I'll figure it out. This is definitely a first impressions kind of video. This isn't the kind of thing where I'm like, oh, wow, look at every little accurate detail. I know everything about it. Oh, wow, even this has a hinge. Even the little sub-arms have hinges. That's so cool. I'm not sure which arm is which. I'm going to assume we're going to want the extra detail to be visible. So I really do appreciate these little arms, though. Because, like, it's an insect, you know? He's got 6 limbs. He needs a couple little extra limbs somewhere. I just think it's a really cute little detail, adding some limbs you just plug into the side of the body. I can tell you, just from unboxing this guy, and, like, comparing him to similar toys on the market, wow, that's not going in easy. Oh, yikes. Hopefully I can get that in. But like I said, I spent $50 on this at PowerCon. And, oh, geez, I'll have to heat that up. I will do a little heat up and get this guy fully assembled in a jump cut, I guess. But like I said, I spent $50 on this. And so far, from what I've seen, like, look at those wings, dude. Those are gorgeous. And I think... Is there an extra joint in there? No, it's not. It's just, that's all it is. But this feels worthy of $50, you know? Like, comparing this to, you know, leader class Transformers and deluxe figures from McFarlane and overpriced trash from Hasbro. Yeah, this is $50. This is $50 of action figure right here. Let me, so I don't break this thing, I am seeing some little paint chips. Let me do another jump cut of having heated this guy up and having assembled it a little bit more than what you see here. Well, that definitely took a little bit of time, but I would not say it was a stressful process. I just had to heat it up and pop it in and heat it up and pop it in. I would definitely actually suggest heating up this figure, not necessarily for the articulation, but to just add on all of the bits, because it's not like they're optional accessories. He needs these arms, he needs these wings, he needs the mandibles. It's part of the figure. They just couldn't pack it all in because of the fact that this thing is huge. It's so huge. And like I said before the jump cut, this thing feels like it is $50 of action figure. It really does. I feel like these are optional little, like, arm blasters. Those look super cool. I really like those. One thing I noticed when I was unboxing it, there's these little orb, or not orb, like cylinder things. I have no idea what these are for. Like, they can go in here? Are these like little cylinder details that you just add in? I don't know if it's a way to, like, add additional accessories to the figure or if it's just cool little details. I'm not seeing another spot. Maybe, like, these would go in the arms if we didn't have the cannons in. But I noticed it back there. I actually do like it as, like, little canister details, I guess. But I noticed these. I don't know if they really have anywhere else to go. But maybe they can, like, go in the arms as, like, little fillers or something. Or maybe they're adapter pieces. I'm not sure. Mythic Legions figures also have little pieces that I'm not really sure what they're for. Maybe it's just for, you know, modularity. But this guy is very striking. I do have to say he's one of those figures where the color is hard to detect because they used this awesome pearlescent paint that makes you really question what his color is. Look at how sparkly his wings are. He has, like, some hues of purple, blues, obviously. He's even got some green hues in there. It's very hard to detect his color. I love the colors, though, on the actual insect parts. Like, look at that right there. The back looks great. Man, you can just really tell. Like, he has a very distinct, like, head, abdomen, and thorax. You know, he looks like an insect guy. And that's just so awesome. He looks like this cool, evolved insect that has become this cool armored dude. Now, granted, he's like a prison guard, and I think that's really neat. You know, I think the story's pretty cool. I'm happy I was able to read some of that, because it's, you know, imagine this prison of all these aliens, and you're the guards you have to go up against are these massive insect people with these huge weapons. This weapon's pretty hollow. The sculpt on it is interesting. The paint's very minimal. I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually not a fan of this weapon. I just don't think the color blends with the figure. I don't like it. The staff, however, especially for a prison guard, I think looks great. I think it's really cool looking. I think you could probably get it in the little sub-arms if you want. I don't want to like break him or anything, but I feel like you could probably fit that in. However, he comes with tons of hands. Like I said, I think he probably comes with too many than he probably needed. But I think that's like a tighter grip for the staff. He's got that hand right there. I'm not sure what those hands are really for. Maybe for smaller accessories. I think that's a trigger finger hand right there for the gun. And I think it's another smaller grip. That's another, you know, holding hand. And that's the other trigger finger for the right. So he's got a lot of hands. He's got these open hands too, which I think look pretty neat. I don't think he needed to come with so many hands. But looking at this, I do definitely see the $50. I do. This is something where, yeah, this is, like, look at all of the detail. It's very heavy. It's very significant. The articulation's really nice. I'll go over that in a minute. I mean, it's a Four Horsemen mythic, like, it's a Legions figure. That's what we should call these. These are Legions figures. I've noticed these little sub-arms. They're easy to pop out still. I wish those pegs were a little longer or something. But we can still just get that back in there. I wish it had a pop. It doesn't pop in. It just kind of sits in. You can also kind of just have those look like a little belt or something. I kind of like that. So yeah, let's actually swap out that hand and make him hold the staff, because I really like this staff. So I guess we'll want... Are we going to want this hand? I guess. Yeah, I'll just kind of shimmy that on through. Alright, so getting the staff into this hand, that fits very nice. Oh! Just knocked that big old gun. Let's take this hand out. Mythic Legion's hands. I've never really had to swap any. All my Legions haven't had alternate hands, but that was pretty easy. Let's get that hinge oriented. I've been noticing there is some paint chipping, but it's just at the joints. You know, that's bound to happen with figures like this. So yeah, that looks sweet. I think I'm definitely displaying him with the staff. I just think that looks way cooler than that weird gun. But let's get him in a cool pose, because his articulation, it's you know, a Legion style figure, so it's not the most articulated. You know, it's not super articulated. The main focus is definitely the gorgeousness of it instead of the posability of it. But you can see it's still pretty posable. You can still get in some pretty dynamic looking stuff. Like, look at that. It looks like he's flying down at you, and he's probably just going to stab you or something. So his articulation, he's got a really nice big ball joint at the head, so you can move it up and down. You do get some nice side to side, considering how, you know, the neck is positioned. You can kind of adjust the mandibles just because of how they slot in. You can kind of have them outstretched a little bit or a little closer together. I do appreciate that. Shoulders are on ball hinges. They don't really go out too far. The elbows, they're on ball hinges. They only get about 90. The wrists are all hinge and swivel. The wings are on ball hinges, so you can get some pretty good articulation out of that. I do wish the wings could spread a little bit, but I still think they look really good. And those are probably the most gorgeous wings I've ever seen on a toy. Each little sub-arm is on a hinge and swivel, and then a hinge and swivel at the elbow for those as well. A ball joint at the torso right there, and then he has hinge and swivel at the thighs. And it's funny, it's kind of like classic DC Universe Classic style. You can kind of see that cut right there. Because, I mean, Four Horsemen were heavily involved in that line, so they still use similar design philosophies. Thigh swivel. He's got a knee bend. He's got a boot swivel. And then he has an ankle that's kind of like on a hinge swivel hinge. So you can get it posed pretty good with crunches and tilts and pivots and whatever, what have you. This thing seems to be like a separate piece that probably goes around the waist. Or maybe it just tabs in, but it doesn't really articulate. So with that being said, here we go. Here's a cool, big, metallic-looking blue, purple, greenish bug boy. He is really sweet. I'm happy I got this thing. Was it worth $50? Yeah. Yeah, this was worth $50. This is an incredible figure. It's definitely something that, you know, people see my toy collection and they'll say, "What's that?" And I'll tell them it's a bug guy from a toy line. And they'll say, "Oh, it's not like from a movie or anything." And I'll say, "No, it's just a bug guy." Because I'm not going to remember the lore. I'm not invested in that. I just think this is a really cool action figure. I'm really happy I decided to get a Cosmic Legion. I'm really happy that, you know, I was kind of talked into it by Rust Belt, and I'm happy that I grabbed one of these. Because it's very fun. It's very cool. This guy's definitely going to chill by my desk for a while. I really do love those little armatures right there in the torso too. This has a lot of cool bug anatomy. Alrighty guys, there we go. Let me know what you think about this guy. I think he's really neat. I do want to see some more robots from Cosmic Legions. Because me being me, I'm a huge robot guy. I'd love to see their mechanical designs. And I hope there's a lot of mechanical design if they do robots, because I think it would really turn out great. Let me know what you think about this guy, though. Are you interested in Cosmic Legions? Have you gotten any, you know, Legion-style figures from the Four Horsemen before? And if so, what do you think about them? Alrighty, guys, there we go. Let me know what you think about this guy down in the comments. Special shout-out to channel members, as always. Thank you all so much for the continued support. Have a good one, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.